Before we dive in, let me be clear. I'm not wearing a tinfoil hat, and I don't spend my nights whispering to a bunker wall. But if you're even slightly tuned into the firearms world or global politics, you'd be insane not to keep an eye on the tariff shifts we're seeing in 2025. We're talking new tariffs on raw materials like lead, brass, and even steel, stuff that ammo manufacturers can't function without. And guess where most of it comes from? Yep, overseas. Whether it's copper from Chile, primers from Europe, or powder components tied up in geopolitical red tape, everything's getting pricier by the crate. In fact, some of the biggest U.S. ammo manufacturers have already started whispering price hikes. Why? Because their supply chains are tangled in bureaucratic barbed wire. And guess who ends up paying for that mess? That's right, you, me, and anyone who still believes the Second Amendment wasn't just a cute suggestion. If war ever does break out, or even if tensions ramp up like they did in 2020, tariffs will be the least of your worries. Now, here's the crux of the matter. If you're genuinely concerned about potential conflicts, it's wise to consider stockpiling ammunition. You should hoard ammo like a doomsday hoarder, piling boxes upon boxes until your basement resembles an armory. It could provide some peace of mind when the world seems to have gone bonkers. However, if you're wondering which ammo types to prioritize, I've got some expert advice for you. One of the most commonly stockpiled calibers is the .22 long rifle. This widely used cartridge has gained popularity among shooters due to its versatility and affordability. However, when investing your hard-earned dollars in ammunition that may be relied upon in the future, it's essential to prioritize quality and reliability. In the realm of .22 long rifle, one brand consistently delivers excellent performance, CCI. While it may be tempting to opt for inexpensive options like the Remington Thunderbolt ammo, which offers a large quantity for a low price, it has potential drawbacks. Thunderbolt ammo, although economical, can be prone to issues such as jams, misfires, and reliability problems. Given the potential consequences of misfires during life-and-death scenarios, it's wise to invest in a more dependable option. CCI offers a higher level of quality and reliability compared to cheaper alternatives. While it may be 20 to 30% more expensive than Thunderbolt, the added cost is well worth it. CCI has earned a reputation for manufacturing reliable and consistent .22 long rifle cartridges. Whether you choose CCI's clean line, known for its smooth shooting and easy cleanup, or their Mini-Mags, which are considered high-end .22 long rifle ammo, you can trust CCI to provide a superior product. In particular, CCI Mini-Mags are highly recommended for semi-automatic pistols chambered in .22 long rifle. Other lighter pressure ammunition options may not cycle reliably in such firearms, but Mini-Mags ensure proper function and reduce cycling issues. So, when it comes to stockpiling .22 long rifle ammo, CCI should be your go-to brand. Their ammunition offers quality assurance and a higher rate of reliability compared to cheaper alternatives like Thunderbolt. By choosing CCI, you can have peace of mind knowing that your investment will result in ammunition that consistently performs and delivers the desired results. While the allure of picking up 500 rounds of Thunderbolt ammo at a good price may be tempting, the added reliability and quality of CCI ammunition are well worth the slightly higher cost. By spending a few extra dollars, you can acquire CCI .22 long rifle ammo that will reliably go boom and provide better performance overall. Another caliber that should be stockpiled is the 9mm. There's the 9mm Luger and 9mm NATO. The primary distinction between them lies in the higher pressures and velocities of the NATO variant, which typically reaches around 1,260 feet per second, while the standard 9mm Luger hovers around 1,150 or 1,110 feet per second. This extra 100 to 150 feet per second translates to increased pressure and slightly improved ballistics. It's important to keep in mind that 9mm NATO should only be used in firearms specifically rated for handling higher pressures, such as +P loads. Before stockpiling 9mm NATO, ensure that your chosen firearms are suitable for the increased pressures associated with it. The most common 9mm loadings consist of one 24-grain and one 15-grain full metal jacket bullets, especially for surplus ammunition intended for stockpiling purposes. Comparing these two variations, we find that the one 15-grain bullets produce 338 foot-pounds of energy at the muzzle exiting at 1,150 feet per second. Meanwhile, the 124 grain bullets offer 339 foot-pounds of energy at the muzzle, leaving at 1,110 feet per second. The energy and velocity differences are minimal, with only a 1 foot-pound disparity between the two loads. So, how do we choose between them? In my case, I opt for the 124 grain 9mm, primarily because it aligns with the NATO loading. Whether you have 9mm NATO 124 grain rounds or 9mm Luger 124 grain rounds, the similarity in projectile weight allows for interchangeability. This becomes particularly important in scenarios where you may need to pull ammo from your stockpile during a prolonged crisis. Choosing the more prevalent 124 grain 9mm grants familiarity and facilitates consistent performance with regard to sight alignment and point of impact. Moreover, the cost difference between 115 grain and 124 grain 9mm ammunition is negligible. Since the price is the same, it's wise to opt for the heavier bullet. The added weight provides a slight advantage in penetration, which could prove beneficial when facing barriers or obstacles. In considering the 124 grain 9mm, we can draw a parallel to .45 caliber ammunition. The .45 ACP's effectiveness with 230 grain full metal jacket rounds stems from its size rather than exceptional velocity or other factors. Taking this into account, it makes sense to choose a slightly heavier bullet for 9mm as well. While we're not discussing hollow points or defensive rounds in this context, the heavier 124 grain 9mm bullet offers a better chance of achieving its intended purpose. It's important to note that while I keep a substantial supply of defensive ammunition, these are typically more expensive and intended for specific use within my firearms. For stockpiling purposes, when quantity is vital, it's practical to have an ample supply of full metal jacket rounds on hand. In situations where defensive ammunition may be scarce or unavailable, using heavier rounds like the 124 grain 9mm offers increased effectiveness while staying in line with the NATO mindset and drawing inspiration from the .45 ACP mentality. The 7.62x51, also known as the 308, is another widely used cartridge that you should stockpile. While the two calibers share many similarities, there are important differences to consider when using them interchangeably. Shooting 7.62x51 in a 308-chambered firearm can be done safely. Most rifles, carbines, and pistols chambered in 308 can handle the thicker casings and longer headspace of 7.62x51 rounds. However, it is important to note that making a habit of shooting 7.62x51 in a 308 chamber is not recommended. On the other hand, shooting 308 rounds in a 7.62x51 chambered firearm is a bit more complicated. 7.62x51 chambers are designed to handle slightly lower pressure rounds with thicker case walls and a longer headspace. When a 308 round is used in a 7.62x51 chamber, the increased pressure and thinner case walls have the potential to cause the case to expand past its elastic limits, resulting in a ruptured case and potential damage to the firearm. It's important to consider the specifications of your firearm before using either caliber. Most modern 7.62x51 firearms are typically capable of safely handling 308 rounds, but older guns chambered in 7.62x51, NATO probably can't handle 308. If you're in doubt, you should consult the manufacturer or seek expert advice to determine whether your firearm can safely accommodate both calibers. When it comes to stockpiling ammunition, the choice between 7.62x51 and 308 depends on various factors. For many, stockpiling 7.62x51 is preferred due to its NATO designation, which means it may be more readily available in long-term scenarios or emergencies. Additionally, the affordability of 7.62x51 ammunition compared to 308 is another significant consideration. Currently, 7.62x51 is priced around 30 cents per round, cheaper than 308, making it a more cost-effective option. From a ballistic perspective, the 7.62x51 tends to offer better performance downrange. It has a higher ballistic coefficient and still maintains sufficient energy to effectively take down game and penetrate barriers. This makes it a suitable choice if you're looking to stockpile ammo for any high-powered rifle. Furthermore, full metal jacket rounds commonly found in 7.62x51 ammunition offer increased reliability in auto-loading firearms, such as AR-10 platforms. They are less prone to cycling issues compared to certain soft point or hollow point loadings, which can occasionally cause hangups. So, while the 7.62x51 and the 308 share similarities, it is important to understand the differences and considerations when using them interchangeably. Shooting 7.62x51 in a 308-chambered firearm can generally be done safely, but caution should be exercised. The reverse, using 308 in a 7.62x51 chambered firearm, requires careful evaluation of firearm specifications. When it comes to stockpiling, 7.62x51 is often favored due to its NATO designation, affordability, and reliable performance. It offers excellent ballistic characteristics and remains a versatile choice for various shooting applications. Ultimately, understanding the specific requirements of your firearm and considering factors such as availability, cost, and reliability will guide your decision between these two calibers. When it comes to ammunition choices for Kalashnikov rifles chambered in either 7.62x39 or 5.45x39, there are some key considerations to keep in mind. For both calibers, the most common and economical option is steel-cased Russian ammunition. While steel case ammo is generally not recommended for most firearms, it is perfectly suitable for Kalashnikov rifles and is widely used by owners. Among the popular choices for steel-cased ammunition, Golden Tiger stands out as one of the better options. It offers reliable performance and features a bullet design similar to the Yugo M67, which tumbles upon impact. Additionally, Tula ammo is another affordable steel-cased option that many AK owners utilize for target practice and general shooting. While brass case ammunition is available for 7.62x39, it is generally more expensive and not as practical for most users. The old corrosive Yugo Mil-Serp ammo, which is brass-cased, is mostly depleted and can now be found at collector's pricing. However, for self-defense purposes, it is advisable to keep some 8M3 fragmenting rounds on hand. These rounds are designed to expand and fragment upon impact, offering enhanced stopping power. For hunting, soft point ammunition is a popular choice among AK users. Soft points offer controlled expansion and improved terminal performance, making them suitable for taking down game effectively. So, when it comes to ammunition for Kalashnikov rifles chambered in 7.62x39 or 5.45x39, steel-cased Russian ammo is the preferred choice due to its affordability and reliability. Brands like Golden Tiger, Wolf, Silver Bear, and Tula are commonly used by AK enthusiasts. The 5.56x45 NATO, commonly known as the 5.56, is the standard chambering for most AR-15 rifles and is heavily stockpiled by anyone who cares to stockpile ammo. Within the 5.56x45 NATO, two common loadings are prevalent for stockpiling, the M193 and the M855. The M193 features a 55-grain bullet, while the M855 utilizes a slightly heavier 62-grain bullet. Knowing how these two are different is crucial in making an informed decision about which one to stockpile. The M193 loading, with its 55-grain bullet, has a ballistic coefficient of 0.243, indicating its downrange performance. A higher ballistic coefficient translates to better performance at longer distances. The M193 exits the muzzle with 1,306 foot-pounds of energy and a velocity of 3,270 feet per second. It offers high velocity, decent energy, and a respectable ballistic coefficient. On the other hand, the M855, often referred to as green tip, features a 62-grain bullet with a ballistic coefficient of 0.304. This higher coefficient suggests that the heavier bullet performs better downrange. At the muzzle, the M855 generates 1,323 foot-pounds of energy and a velocity of 3,100 feet per second. Although slightly slower, the M855 compensates with its heavier mass. Considering the differences, you should stockpile the M855, and there are several reasons for this choice. Firstly, the 62-grain bullet of the M855 demonstrates better penetration, making it more suitable for various scenarios involving barriers like car doors or windshields. For long-term storage and uncertain future encounters, having ammunition with better penetration capabilities is essential. Additionally, the twist rate of AR barrels influences bullet stabilization. Most modern ARs employ a 1 in 7 twist rate, which is optimal for heavier bullets such as the 77-grain variants. Since the 1 in 7 twist rate is slightly less optimal for 55-grain bullets, I recommend the compromise of the 62-grain M855. This ensures that, regardless of the rifle used, there is a good twist rate to bullet weight ratio, guaranteeing proper stabilization. Also, the M855 boasts a higher ballistic coefficient, allowing for more energy delivery at extended distances. Considering the price difference between the M193 and the M855 is negligible, with the latter possibly costing only slightly more. The M855 is arguably more practical. While the M193 is still useful for range time and practice, the M855 provides a well-rounded option for stockpiling due to its performance characteristics, availability, and affordability.